Hi everybody, we're here with a 1-week update for this litter of mini Australian Labradoodle puppies. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Doodles, and today we have our dragonfly litter. And in this litter we have 5 boys. Today in our video we're going to tell you a little bit about each of the 5 boys, how they have already achieved their very first milestone in their 1 week of life, and give you a little bit of an update on their mama GiGi as well. So let's talk about GiGi to start with. This is GiGi's retirement litter. This is her 3rd litter. As a general rule, our girls have 3 litters and then we retire them. So they have a really long period of time when they're just living a regular, wonderful life without having to worry about puppies anymore. GiGi comes from a line of puppies that we've actually had in our program for many years, way back to the early 2000s. And all of the mums in this line are really good, natural, very caring and very relaxed mums. So GiGi knows what she's doing, she's experienced, she doesn't really get too fussed up about anything in terms of the puppies, and that shows because her puppies are also all very calm and quiet. It's a very nice litter and they really don't say too much at all. They're all enormously healthy and plump, juicy little bits of Labradoodle puppiness. And GiGi herself is doing such a remarkable job. She's very attentive to them. Her mom, Ripple, has a litter at the same time, and whereas Ripple prefers to lie outside of the whelping box, GiGi is either in the whelping box right with her puppies, or she is out with us, or out having one of her times for going for a little walk around the property and a little bit of exercise time. It takes a lot for a mom in terms of their personality to be a really good mom, because they are here with their puppies. It's quiet, there isn't their usual amount of interaction with people, and they have to be very able to be okay being on their own and content with being a mom. Fortunately, this little lady loves being a mom. She has no problem at all being with her puppies. When she goes out, she runs around, she has a great time. She's very enthusiastic about being outside and sniffing and exploring, but she does not like to stay outside for a particularly long period of time. She also really enjoys to come back. She comes in, she takes a look, she checks, yeah, everybody's good, and then she has to come back out again so she could come sit on our lap and get a little bit of one-on-one time, which we're always so happy to do with our beautiful GiGi girl. Now GiGi, even though she looks like she's a tan color, she's a chocolate, but she's a chocolate sable. And sable presents in so many different ways. So her mom Ripple is also a sable, but Ripple doesn't have anywhere near the same coloring as GiGi does. And that's why GiGi has all this dark around her face here, the gorgeous jet black eyebrows, and why you see these darker colors on her ears, and it's also on her tail as well. And then down here on her legs you'll find there's some white tipping going on and banding, and that is all of what comes from being sable. So a dog who is sable changes over time, and every one of them is unique. So I think that's probably why it appeals to me the most, because there are no 2 dogs the same. So you can have 2 chocolates that look the same in Labradoodle world, but you can't have 2 sable Labradoodles that look identical. Yeah, they might look close, but generally speaking, they're all quite unique. And it's also a gene that, or an allele rather, that we really don't understand all that well yet. We can do a DNA test and know that GiGi is a sable. However, it's all sorts of components that go with sable, and we can't test everything that's involved with the sable allele. So that's why we get all sorts of different things. We even can have dogs that look a bit like Siberian Huskies in terms of how their masking works. So it's really cool, at least to me, and I think it's really a neat thing. And you can see back here on her neck, her color is again much darker than it is over here. So what we're going to do, as we do each week with every one of our videos, is we're going to go through the puppies in birth order, and we're going to give you a little bit of an update on each of them. So the milestone that this litter has achieved, which is the same as Ripple's litter, is they have all more than doubled their birth weights, and they did that in less than a week. That's quite an accomplishment. Our goal is that they double their birth weights within the first 2 weeks, and to have it happen before the first week is like, holy smokes. And Gigi's such a tiny little thing, and she doesn't have an enormous milk bar, whereas some girls look like a little bit like a Holstein cow. We won't let anybody hear that. Gigi's always very petite. She doesn't really look like that whatsoever. Some girls, when they have so much milk when they're running, it sounds like this. You can hear their teeth slapping together and it sounds like somebody's clapping. It's really quite something. So Ripple has very large hind teeth, and so she makes quite a bit of racket when she walks. Gigi, you wouldn't even know she was nursing a litter. Now part of that is Gigi has her full coat on. There was quite a bit of a problem with kennel cough on Vancouver Island when it was time for Gigi to go for her mat groom. So we decided it was safer for her and the puppies to not send her. So she is a lot hairier than most of our dogs are when they give birth, because we like to cut their coat down short. We like to trim up in the milk bar area to make it a little easier for the puppies to access. Now, one thing if you're a breeder, or if you're wondering why your breeder does certain things, we don't shave their milk bar area right down to the skin. And there's a reason for that, because unbelievably, these puppies have extremely sharp claws, and they can scratch when mom doesn't have any protection over her teats. When it's just the skin, their claws can easily scratch. Then mom goes outside and she does her usual doggy thing and is looking around and having a great time, just exploring and sniffing. And it doesn't take much for them to get some dirt and some bacteria in that cut. And then you end up with a girl who can have mastitis. And mastitis is a very serious condition for dogs and can result in your dog having to have a mastectomy. So we don't want to have that happen, do we, beautiful Gigi? No, we don't. Such a beautiful girl. So we always leave a little bit of coat on there, but just usually not quite so much as our little hairy beauty does here. But she looks gorgeous in her full coat. She's such a pretty dog. Yes, you are. And you can see she's very attentive. She has enormous eye contact, and she has her paw on me here because I stopped petting her for a minute and she wanted me to keep petting her. She's like that all the time, but when she's a mom, she's particularly wanting the attention because she's not around people 24/7 like she's used to. No, that's what we usually do, isn't it? Yeah. So let's get to the puppies now. Should we tell everybody about the puppies, Gigi? Yeah, think that's a good idea? I think so too. We'll start. Oh yeah, you don't want me to touch the puppies, just you. Oh, but we gotta let everybody see the puppies, baby. The firstborn in this litter is our light blue collar boy. When Gigi's sniffing my shirt because I had Ripple's puppies before and one of them peed on me. Oh, so rude. Yours will be much better behaved. Mr. Light Blue Collar Boy. This is a cutie pie. Look at that face. So it's too early, of course, but right now you can see his head has a beautiful labby shape to it. And that's what we like to aim for as Labradoodle breeders, or at least I do. Generally speaking, that's what our breed standard asks for, and so that's kind of what we're always going for. We don't want a skinny, sharp face. We want a nice, big, broad head. Mr. Light Blue Collar is up to 536 grams. Holy smokies, buddy. He is a big fellow. Now, we talked last time about how we could see his tan points. There you go. You want to get, he's fine. On the side of his face here, as if he was a phantom. And how that actually is how sables start off in their appearance, and then as time goes on, that will fade away. And you can see on his back the way he's marked, sort of like a party, but almost all fully solid on his back. This is not a tuxedo, but it's getting close to what a tuxedo pattern is like. Were he actually a tuxedo, this white would be right the way across here, and we wouldn't have this white here or this little smudge here. And we would have some brown coloring going down on the legs. but it's close to looking like a tuxedo, but not really. No, just a nice looking fellow in a good suit. Yes. So this little guy is just doing great. You can see in the folds of his face here, those caramel highlights that are there, also on the top of his head. So as he gets older, this is all going to change because he is disabled like she is. Is he going to end up the same color as his mama GiGi? Maybe. He'll definitely not stay a super dark brown color. So that's Mr. Light Blue Collar. Next in this litter was Black Collar Boy. Black Collar Boy is almost the same color as GiGi, except for he's not a sable. He is a beautiful caramel, and he's a light golden color of caramel. Oh, and Labradoodle breeders have all these crazy names for caramel colored dogs. We have red, gold, iced, frosted, all sorts of silly names in front of the word caramel. So you can call him whatever you want, except for obviously he's not a red toned caramel. He's a goldy creamy kind of color of caramel, a really, really pretty one. And then see how he's moving his head around. He's saying, I want to get back to that milk bar. Yeah. He's got a little bit of white under his chin. He's got some white on his chest and a little bit of a lighter color here on the back of him, which is probably virtue of the phantom that GiGi carries. Handsome fellow, really nice, easygoing. They're actually all very quiet and easygoing in this litter. Not much racket going on from these guys. And Mr. Black is 500 grams. That's not precise, but he was busy bopping around on the scale so much that we couldn't decide what he really was. So 500 was sort of the average, and that's a nice good number, but he has easily more than doubled his birth weight. He doesn't like the scale. That's one thing Mr. Black really dislikes. Whenever we put him on the scale, he gets quite annoyed about the whole idea and jumps around a lot. Red Collar Boy is the next one. And if you don't already know, they're all boys. Yeah, this is the boys club, very exclusive, that GiGi produced. No girls allowed. Yeah. Hello, sweetie. Now, Red Collar, you can see, is a chocolate again right now and has more of those phantom tan points showing up than Blue Collar does. Because not only do we have them on the side of the face, but we also have the more typical chits above the eyebrows here, the little bits there where his eyebrows are a beautiful tan point, and he also has the markings under his tail. So who knows? Maybe he's not sable. Maybe he is a real phantom. And if he is a real phantom, if those markings are true, then this is what we call a tri. A tri is a dog who is a party and a phantom at the same time. Clearly he is a party, beautiful markings with his little T-shaped markings back there. And he does, at the moment, have what appear to be phantom markings. It is very possible to have a phantom in this litter. The sire of this litter is our handsome Bentley. Bentley is a chocolate phantom. He has no sable. Bentley is our handsome boy who came all the ways from New York to us. GiGi is a sable, but she also carries for phantom. So if you have everything line up just the way they should, you can have the phantom alleles from GiGi, and of course that is all that Bentley has. They get together and we make a puppy, and we can have a puppy who is a phantom, not a sable. Sable is the boss over phantom, but you have to have one sable marker in order to get a sable puppy. So there's 4 markers that decide whether it's going to be a phantom or a sable. And if you didn't have what is the AY allele, then you do not have a sable. And we may have a really beautiful, handsome tri boy here. Tri is something that breeders find really exciting and interesting. A lot of strange things interest breeders, right? Next we have Brown Collar. Where are you, Brown Collar? Oh, over here in the front. Hello, sweetie. Come along, little Brown. Come on. Now, Brown is definitely a sable. Before we show you the front of him, I'll show you why. You can see that very predominant line down his back. This is always indicative of the fact that there is no question about it. This is a sable dog. Now, if you look at the front of Brown, you could easily think, oh no, that's not. This is a full phantom. Look at all those markings. He's definitely a phantom. What are you talking about? He's not a phantom. He's not a phantom. He's a sable. These are all going to meld together, and he's probably going to be this color here, which is pretty much exactly the same color as his mama GiGi. And then all these tips are going to disappear because they're going to smoosh into one, and he'll have this caramel kind of color going on. He's a very handsome boy. Yes, he is. So it's a very handsome. Mr. Brown Collar is 415 pounds, or not pounds, grams. So he too is over twice his birth weight, and he is the tiny one in the litter. And let's just take a look at his upside down hose. There you can see he has all sorts of really interesting color going on here, which is by virtue of the fact that he is sable. And then he's got this cute little white bit on his tummy here. There we go, Mr. Handsome. Yeah, oh, red collar is saying, yeah, no kidding, Mom. And then last but not least is our final boy, even though he has the girl collar on. So yeah, it's really hopeful. Usually I use pink and red as my colors for the girl puppies. So I had pink and red out, and black kind of goes either way. Brown goes either way. But this time pink and red are both boys. Now again, pink color is exactly the same as his brother Brown. There is that really predominant line down his back, but he presents very much as though he is a phantom right now, but he's not at all. He is a sable. Yes, he is. Now you can get a really good look at the mask that's on the face there. It looks like a mask. Those dark, oh, it's going to have a big yawn. Goodness, it's exhausting being a YouTube star, isn't it? You can see the really dark coloring right here over the nose and around the eyes, and then indeed the ears are that same color. And that is going to all disappear and morph into a different feature altogether. But like GiGi has the darker coloring around her muzzle, then this puppy is going to end up with that darker coloring more around his nose and eye area. And pink is 476 grams. So the biggest puppy is the firstborn, which is light blue collar, and the smallest is brown collar. They are all very, very similar though in terms of their temperament. You know, they don't exactly have their full temperament now, of course. They're just infants after all. But they are a nice, quiet, calm litter. GiGi's not having any issues with them. GiGi had one day and a half where she was really wanting to dig everything up, which is very common with girls after they give birth. So what we did was we gave her a dig pile out in front of the bed, and that seemed to satisfy all of her needs in that regard. So GiGi's eating really well. She's eating about 4 times what she normally eats, 3 to 4 times. She has a really good appetite. It's really important that you don't overfeed your girls when they're feeding their puppies, that you neither overfeed them or give them food that's extravagantly rich. Because what happens then? You end up making the puppy sick because they, of course, are eating what mom's eating. So you want to keep them well fed and making sure that they're getting enough calories to produce lots of milk so that we do get puppies doubling their birth weight and growing rapidly. But you don't want to be giving them so much food that they are making their puppies sick because it's too rich. So we get them their food and we put it out. Obviously, we sit here with them when they eat most of the time. Now I'm leaving it for them. If they don't eat it all, that's fine. We leave them and we let them decide. If that's not what they want, okay. And usually right around now is when they lose their appetite for a little bit. They'll usually back off and they might not even eat at all for a day or two. Well, not 2 whole days. We don't let them go that long, but for a day they might just pick at their food. GiGi really prefers to eat freeze-dried food. She only likes Stella and Chewy's. She doesn't like the other type of freeze-dried that we have, which is from New Zealand. She's like, no, I don't like that at all. She'll eat the raw, but it's not her first choice. Definitely the freeze-dried Stella and Chewy puppy patties are what she craves. So that's what we give her. I will give her other things and put it out and let her decide. And if she doesn't want it, then fine. I'll go back and give her what she wants. Because of course, We want to make sure she's having everything she needs. And so if she isn't going to eat something, well, it doesn't make very much sense to keep putting it out, does it? No, because she's working very hard and doing such a great job, so she should have everything the way she would like it. So that's our 1 week update for this litter. If you are a family on this list, you're probably starting to think about how to get your house ready, what you need to do to prepare for your puppy. So you can watch for an email from us and some links to some other videos to give you some information and some help with that, and also let you know a little bit more about our puppy starter kit, because several of you have already signed up for that, but we'll give you some more info on that for those of you who haven't signed up for that. And I think everybody in the litter signed up for the Head Start program, but I'll double check that and also give you a link to a video about that program. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. We hope you're subscribed to our channel so you always get notifications of when we're doing our video updates, whether for this litter or any of the other ones. We are expecting more puppies, I think on Tuesday, maybe, though I'm feeling they might arrive on Monday. Or no, sorry, they're due on Monday, but I won't be surprised if they start arriving tomorrow. And Monday's Labor Day, so that's kind of a good day to have puppies. So that's our beautiful Sierra, and she's going to be having her puppies tomorrow or on Monday. So there'll be even more videos to watch and more cute Labradoodle puppies to look at. So we hope we see you again soon, and thanks so much for watching.